Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast family? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 367. Phil Graham here. And today I'm going to share our top 5 killer Facebook and Instagram retargeting ads. So there's a common rule in marketing, which is called the rule of 7, which says that potential customers need to see or interact with your brand at least 7 times before they feel comfortable enough to buy. And obviously there's a lot of variables. Some people will buy right away. Some people might need to see you 14 times, but on average, that rule of 7 has been around for a long time, and it really holds true in a lot of situations. That, my friends, is where great retargeting ads come in. So many advertisers make the mistake of either not doing retargeting or not focusing on it enough, or even worse, doing retargeting, but they're not very good at it. So today, I'm excited to share 5 of our best and my favorite retargeting types of ads that I recommend you guys run and test because they could make a big difference. They certainly have for us. I am so glad you guys are here. I cannot believe that it's almost the end of May. It's almost summer. That is just nuts. This year is flying by. I hope it's treating you well. I hope you're leveraging ads for your business. And by the way, if you guys are wanting to learn ads, I believe that one-on-one coaching is the best way to do it. So whether you want to learn ads through one-on-one coaching, or if you're looking to have somebody run your ads for you, for either one of those things, you can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. So I want to jump right in. I want to keep this short, sweet, full of value, and very actionable for you guys as usual. We're going to talk about these 5 types of retargeting ads that I recommend you guys test because they work really well for us. Before that, I talk about the actual ads, I do want to briefly mention the 3 retargeting audiences that I recommend you guys test because there are different audiences. So the first retargeting audience I recommend is what I call a broad retargeting audience, which is essentially everyone who's in your warm audience. So whether they visited your website or they've engaged with your Facebook or Instagram page, or they've done anything, they've watched a video on Facebook, anything. If they're in your warm audience, run a retargeting ad targeting that broad retargeting audience. That's one. Another one you can try is segmented retargeting audiences. Now, these are cool because you can segment based off of different actions they have taken. So it could be just watching a certain specific video that you've put out and you only retarget those people. Or it also could be visiting a certain page on your website, whether it's a certain product or service or a pain point, and you're only retargeting those people and you're going to talk about that product or service or pain point in your retargeting ads. You could have different types of segmented retargeting ads that can work out really well. So sometimes we'll test segmented, and of course we'll have broad retargeting going as well. So those are the 2. And then the third audience I recommend you guys sometimes test is either abandoned cart or abandoned lead ads, depending on what you're doing. So if you're selling something and somebody adds to their cart, but they don't finish their purchase, that's a perfect opportunity to get back in front of them. That's a great retargeting audience. If you're offering something for a download, like a lead magnet or a webinar, and they hit that page, but they don't actually take an action, I would consider that an abandoned lead. That's a great retargeting audience as well. So in general, those are some of the retargeting audiences I would recommend you guys test. Let's jump into the 5 types of ads that I recommend you run. And again, these are some of my favorites. Number 1, I definitely love the differentiation retargeting ad. So what this does is it differentiates both your business or your brand as well as whatever your product or service is. Those are 2 very different things. Why should somebody do business with you in terms of you personally or your brand itself? What separates you from other people? Not your product, but I mean your brand. That's one level of differentiation. And then the second level does include and involve your specific product or service, whatever that may be. What makes that better and how is that different than other places that they can go and get it? Those two things, the differentiation of your brand as well as your product or service, are very important. So you could create a retargeting ad talking about both in the same ad. And you want to do it in the right way. You don't want to just talk yourself up here. You want to really talk about how that differentiation benefits your customers or clients. That's really what's most important to them. So you do want to mention the differentiation, but most importantly, talk about how that can benefit them and why they should take action. And that's a really great type of retargeting ad that we love running. Retargeting ad number 2 would be user generated content. Now, this can be very powerful, and sometimes it works great, and other times it doesn't, because there's a lot of variables, not only in your business, but also who's creating this user generated content, and do they resonate with the audience, and all these other types of things. So sometimes we'll get some UGC, is what I call it, and it'll do really well, and other times it won't. And sometimes it's just based off of the person that recorded the video, and other times it might be something in the ad copy. But if you do try some UGC and it doesn't work at first, then I would try a different person, maybe a different customer or client to create UGC for you. Don't just try one and give up, because sometimes it does take a couple. But I really like those for retargeting ads, because sometimes people enjoy seeing and hearing from other people that have bought your products or services, and sometimes that can do really well. So I would definitely recommend testing user-generated content ads. And videos can go a long way. It's not easy to always get videos for this, but when you can, that can be really powerful. Retargeting ad number 3 is the case study or testimonial retargeting ad. This can do really well because you're highlighting a specific situation or customer or client that you have helped. And ideally, they had the same problem or pain point that a lot of your potential customers have. And you create a case study out of it, and or you get a testimonial of them talking about it. And that could make for a really great retargeting ad. Now, this could do decently well at the top of the funnel to cold traffic as well, but I really think it shines with retargeting, with somebody that's already seen and heard from you at least once or a few times first, and then they see this, and this could be the thing that pushes them over the edge and really builds trust with them and gets them to do what you want them to do next. So definitely, whether it's creating a case study or using a testimonial, you could even do a carousel ad that has different testimonials in there. There's a lot of different ways to go about it, but I really like both case study and testimonial retargeting ads. Number 4, the next retargeting ad I recommend you guys test is what I call the don't forget ad. It's really short and sweet, kind of like this episode, and it can work really, really well. So what we do here is we take an ad that's worked really well at the top of the funnel to cold traffic, and then we condense it down and shorten it up a lot and essentially put a little bow on it that says, don't forget. And what we're saying not to forget depends, the wording is going to depend on what you said in that ad in the top of the funnel. So it does kind of depend. But whether it's, don't forget to take action, don't forget to check this out, whatever the case may be, it's just a little gentle reminder in case people have gotten busy and they liked what they saw, but they didn't take an action. We're just gently reminding them. And we're using the same theme that worked really well at the top of the funnel, but again, a very shortened version of it. And we might tweak the ad copy a little bit. It's not going to say the exact same thing, but it's going to be similar. And it's just like a gentle reminder. And that's also a great retargeting ad that we love that has worked really well for us. And then last but not least, retargeting ad number 5 is the flash sale retargeting ad. With this, it's a direct offer with a sense of urgency. This offer is not going to last forever, and you want to make sure they know about that. So it needs to be really short and to the point. You still want to kind of tap into their pain points, tap into their wishes, inspire them. And you want to really still build a connection with them in that ad. But this ad is going to be heavier on the sales pitch. But you've earned the right by now in many cases because this is retargeting. This is a warm audience. So you usually, if you've done it right, you've earned that right. This is where you're asking for that sale, but you're not just asking for the sale. Like I said, there's either a discount applied or a free product or service they get if they purchase now. And there's usually a sense of urgency where this is only a short amount of time. Another thing this could be is if you're selling something like apparel where you have certain styles that actually do sell out. That's another good reason for a retargeting ad. So e-commerce, you could use this like crazy, but even service businesses can use this as well. So my friends, those are 5 of my favorite killer retargeting ads that can work really well. I highly recommend you guys test these out. They work great on both Facebook and Instagram. And again, they don't always work in every situation. That's why you want to test. But these are 5 of my favorites, and they have consistently done well for us. Episode 367 is in the books. I've got another great one coming for you next week, and I will talk to you guys then. Until then, have a great week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.